Highly probable exam questions, textual questions and answers 1. Chapter summary. This chapter traces the history of resistance against British colonial rule in Assam during the 19th century. Initially, the British East India Company established control after the Treaty of Yandabo, 1826, introducing a money economy and a strict land revenue system that replaced the traditional paik system. This led to early rebellions by the Ahom aristocracy, Gamdar Kanwar, Pyolifakan, which failed. The dissatisfaction peaked during the revolt of 1857, led in Assam by Maniram Dewan, who conspired to reinstate Kundar Singha. The plot was uncovered, leading to the execution of Maniram Dewan and Pyoli Barua in 1858. Following the transfer of power to the British Crown, the tax burden on common people increased drastically: stamp duties, income tax, license tax. This economic exploitation triggered a series of peasant revolts organized through Rai Mels, people's assemblies. Notable among these were the Philaguridhawa, 1861, Assam's first peasant uprising, and later revolts in Rangia, Lachima, and Patarapat, 1893–94. Simultaneously, ethnic tribes like the Jain Tias, North Kachar tribes, Nagas, and Manipuris launched armed struggles against British interference in their traditions and independence. Although suppressed brutally, these uprisings laid the foundation for nationalism in Assam. 2. Chronological timeline of events. 1826, establishment of British rule in Assam, Treaty of Yandabo. 1828–30, failed rebellions of Gamdar Kanwar, Pyolifakan, and Gadadhar. 1835, Jaintia Kingdom annexed by the British. 1843, abolition of slavery in Assam. 1853, visit of Moffat Mills, Anandaram Thekayalfakan and Maniram Dewan submit petitions. 1857, Sepoy mutiny begins in India, Maniram Dewan plots revolt in Assam. February 26, 1858, Maniram Dewan and Pyoli Barua hanged. 1858, Queen's Proclamation, India comes under the British Crown. 1860, ban on poppy cultivation, income tax and license tax introduced. 1861, Philaguridhawa, first peasant revolt, death of Lieutenant Singer. 1862, Jaintia revolt led by Yukyung Nongba Peaks. 1881–82, revolt in North Kachar Hills, Samhud and Kakari. 1891, Anglo-Manipur War, Tikendrajit hanged. December 1893, outbreak of Assam riots, Rangia. January 1894, peasant revolts in Rangia, Lachima, and Patarapat. January 28, 1894, Battle of Patarapat, 140+ peasants killed. 3 key points to remember. 1. Transition of economy. British replaced the barter-based paik system with a cash-based land revenue system, causing immense hardship. 2. Rise of Mahajans. Peasants had to borrow money from immigrant Marwari, Kaya, and Bengali money lenders to pay taxes. 3. Anandaram Thekayalfakan argued in 1853 that British revenue demands were crushing the peasantry. 4. Elite dissatisfaction. Ahom aristocrats lost jobs to educated Bengalis and suffered due to the abolition of slavery, 1843. 5. Tea garden exemption. British tea planters were exempted from land revenue, shifting the burden to poor peasants. 6. Revolt of 1857 leaders, Maniram Dewan and Pyoli Barua were the key figures in Assam. 7. Failure of 1857, caused by lack of mass support, limited geographical spread, poor timing, and lack of arms. 8. Queen's Proclamation, 1858 transferred power from company to crown but increased taxes to cover the deficit. 9. Rai Mel, democratic village assemblies that organized the peasants. Motto, Raji I Roha, Gadi Yigunga. 10 Filaguridhawa, 1861 triggered by the ban on poppy cultivation and rumored tax on Tamulpan, betel nut. 11 Lieutenant Singer, the assistant commissioner killed by peasants during the Filaguri revolt. 12 Assam riots, 1893–94 a series of revolts in Rangia, Lachima and Patarapat against a 70–80% increase in land revenue. 13 Patarapat massacre, one of the bloodiest episodes where about 140 peasants were killed, official count, 15. 14 Role of women/community, entire villages, including different castes and tribes, participated in Rai-e-Mels. 15 Jaintia revolt, 1860–63 led by Yukyung Nongba against house tax and interference in customs. 16 Samhud and Kakari, led the revolt in North Kuchar Hills, 1881–82, from Maybang. 17 Tikendrajit, the Senopti of Manipur who led the resistance in 1891, hanged by the British. 18 Impact, though militarily suppressed, these revolts sowed the seeds of nationalism and political consciousness. 19 Manipur's penalty, after 1891, Manipur had to pay 2.5 rupees lakh indemnity and 50,000 rupees annual tribute. 20 Revenue stats, revenue collection in Kamrup increased from Rs 1,10,181, 1,832, to Rs 2,95,996, 1,852. 4 Detailed study notes 4.1 Anti-British uprising and revenue impact, pre-1857. By the 1830s, the East India Company had established a strong administrative base. They introduced a cash economy for revenue collection, replacing the traditional system. This impoverished the peasantry and forced them into debt traps set by immigrant Mahajans, money lenders. The British also neglected agriculture, leading to frequent famines and epidemics, cholera/measles, which wiped out villages. Aristocratic grievances, the Ahom nobility lost their official posts to educated Bengalis brought by the British. The abolition of slavery, 1843, further hit the aristocracy economically as they lost free labor for their estates. 4.2 Revolt of 1857 in Assam. Inspired by the Sepoy Mutiny in North India, the Assamese elite saw an opportunity to restore the Ahom monarchy. Maniram Dewan, then in Calcutta, plotted with Kundar Singha, grandson of Purandar Singha, to lead a revolt with the help of sepoys stationed in Dibrugarh and Guwahati. The plot: seize power during Durga Puja. Maniram to bring arms. Betrayal: letters were intercepted by Captain Holroyd. Outcome: Maniram Dewan and Pioli Barua were hanged on February 26, 1858. Others like Madhu Malik, Dudiram Barua, and Bahadur Jayan Burha were transported to Andamans or imprisoned. 4.3 Peasant Revolts, the era of Rai-e-Mels, post-1858, the British Crown increased taxes, stamp duty, income tax, grazing tax, to recover suppression costs. This led to organized resistance via Rai-e-Mels. A Filaguridhawa, 1861, cause, ban on poppy cultivation, economic blow to Tiwa tribe, and rumored tax on betel nut. Event: 4,000 peasants gathered. Lieutenant Singer arrived to disperse them and was beaten to death. Result: brutal police action. Leaders like Lakhan Deka and Songbur Lalung executed. Significance: first peasant uprising in Assam. B. The Assam riots, 1893–94, triggered by Sir William Ward's decision to increase land revenue by nearly 100%. Rangia Revolt, December 1893 to January 1894. Looting of Rangia Bazaar. Peasants destroyed mortgage papers. D.C. McCabe suppressed it. Lachima Revolt, January 1894. Severe beating of Majadar and Mondal. 75 arrested. Mass gathering forced their release initially, but later crushed by Gorkha Regiment. Leaders like Pushparam Kulata imprisoned. Patarapat, January 1894. The Jallianwala Bagh of Assam. Peasants refused to pay tax. Police under J.R. Barrington opened fire. 140 killed, unofficial, 15, official. 4.4 Tribal revolts. Jaintia revolt, 1860–63. Jaintias lost independence in 1835. Revolt triggered by house tax and income tax. Leader, Yukiang Nangba, hanged in Jovai. North Kachar revolt, 1881–82, led by Samhudan Kakari in Maybang against British intrusion and forced labour. Manipur revolt, 1891. A succession dispute led to British intervention. Tikendrajit led the resistance, killing Chief Commissioner J.W. Quinton. British conquered Manipur, Tikendrajit hanged. 5 Important personalities. Name, role / contribution. Maniram Dewan, first Indian tea planter, Dewan of Assam Teako, leader of 1857 revolt in Assam. Hanged in 1858. Anandaram Dekayal, pioneer of Assamese literature, submitted petition to Moffat Mills, 1853, highlighting Fakhan peasant misery. Pioli Barua, associate of Maniram Dewan, hanged with him in 1858. Yukiang Nangba, leader of the Jaintia revolt, 1860–62. Organized the Jaintias against house tax. Tikendrajit, the Senapti, commander, of Manipur, led the Anglo-Manipur War, 1891. Hanged. Samhudan Kakari, leader of the revolt in North Kachar Hills, Maybang, in 1881–82. 6 Important statistics. Rise in land revenue. District revenue, 1832–33, revenue, 1842–43, revenue, 1852–53, Kamrup 1,10,180 12,52, 990 12,95, 996, Darren 41,506 135, 454 1,57, 795, Navagang 31,509 1,10, 318 1,28, 873, total 1,83, 196 6, 14, 382 7, 43, 687. Multiple choice questions, MCQs. 1. Who was the first Assamese to establish a tea garden? Answer, Maniram Dewan. 2. In which year was Maniram Dewan hanged? Answer, 1858, February 26. 3. Who was the British officer killed during the Filaguri Dhawa? Answer, Lieutenant Singer. 4. The Filaguri Dhawa took place in which year? Answer, 1861. 5. Who was the Ahom prince the rebels wanted to reinstall in 1857? Answer, Kundarpeshvar Singha. 6. Who was the Bengali Muthayyar who helped Maniram Dewan? Answer, Madhu Malik. 7. Which British officer intercepted Maniram Dewan's letters? Answer, Captain Holroyd. 8. When was slavery abolished in Assam? Answer, 1843. 9. The Ray emails were, answer, People's Assemblies. 10. Who was the leader of the Jaintia revolt? Answer, Yukiang Nangba. 11. Where did the revolt of 1894 in Dharan take place? Answer, Patarapat. 12. Who was the deputy commissioner of Navagang during Filaguri Dhawa? Answer, Herbert Sconce. 13. Which tax was introduced in 1860 causing discontent? Answer, income tax / license tax. 14. The Jaintia kingdom was annexed by the British in, answer, 1835. 15. Who led the revolt in North Kachar Hills? Answer, Samhudan Kakari. 16. The Battle of Patarapat took place on, answer, January 28, 1894. 17. Who was the Chief Commissioner of Assam during the Manipur Revolt, 1891? Answer, J.W. Quinton 18. Who was hanged along with Maniram Dewan? Answer, Pioli Barua 19. Which community primarily inhabited Filaguri? Answer, Tiwa, Lalu, 20. What was the main cause of the Filaguri revolt? Answer, ban on poppy cultivation 21. Who wrote the application to Moffat Mills in 1853? Answer, Anandaram Thikayalphakan / Maniram Dewan 22. The Treaty of Yandabo was signed in, answer, 1826-23. Who was the Manipuri commander hanged by the British? Answer, Tikendrajit 24. What percentage of revenue increase was proposed by Sir William Ward? Answer, 100% 25. Where was Maniram Dewan arrested? Answer, Calcutta 26. Who was the Mujahideen beaten to death in Lachima? Answer, Dajaram Chaudhary 27. Which British officer ordered firing at Patarapat? Answer, J.D. Anderson / Beerington 28. The Assam riots refers to the Peasant Revolts of which year? Answer, 1893 to 9429. Who was the leader of the revolt in 1828? Answer, Gamdar Kanwar 30. What was the occupation of the Kayas? Answer, Marwari businessmen / money lenders 31. Where was Kundarbeshvar Singha kept after arrest? Answer, Alipur jail, later Bardhaman 32. Who was the British political agent killed by Nagas in 1878? Answer, Damant 33. Which tax was imposed on grazing cattle? Answer, Grazing tax 34. Maniram Dewan was the Dewan of which company? Answer, Assam Tea Company 35. Who was the circle officer of Barpeta during the Lachima revolt? Answer, Madhub Chandra Bordoloi 36. How many peasants were officially reported killed in Patarapat? Answer, 1537. How many peasants were unofficially reported killed in Patarapat? Answer, 140 38. The stamp duty was introduced in Assam in, answer, 1858 39. The motto Raji I Roha, Gyati Yi Gunga is associated with? Answer, Ray Mells 40. Who suppressed the Naga revolt in Kohima? Answer, Colonel Johnston 41. Which class benefited most from the British money economy? Answer, Mahajans 42. Who was the king of Manipur placed on the throne by the British in 1891? Answer, Shurachandra 43. Who was the Tehsildar humiliated in Rangia? Answer, Radhanath Barua 44. The Jaintia revolt ended in which year? Answer, 1863-45. Maniram Dewan's petition to Mills was in which year? Answer, 1853-46. Who was the Deputy Commissioner of Kamrup during Rangia revolt? Answer, McCabe 47. What was the main weapon of peasants in Filaguri? Answer, bamboo sticks 48. Which epidemic annihilated villages in Upper Assam in 1839? Answer, cholera/measles 49. Who was the leader of the 1830 revolt? Answer, Pioli Fakan 50. The British exempted which land from revenue? Answer, Tea Gardens 8. Assertion reason questions directions. In the following questions, a statement of assertion, A, is followed by a statement of reason, R. Mark the correct choice as, A, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A, B, both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A, C, A is true but R is false. D, A is false but R is true. Q1. Assertion, A. The peasants of Assam revolted in Filaguri in 1861. Reason, R. The British government had banned the cultivation of poppy. Answer, A. Q2. Assertion, A. Maniram Dewan was hanged in 1858. Reason, R. He was found guilty of conspiring against the British with the sepoys. Answer, A. Q3. Assertion: A. The 1857 revolt in Assam was a mass movement involving all sections of society. Reason: R. The new middle-class intelligentsia in Assam supported the British rule. Answer: D. A is false, R is true. Q4. Assertion: A. The British introduced a money economy in Assam. Reason: R. They wanted to improve the standard of living of the Assamese peasants. Answer: C. Q5. Assertion: A. The Rai-Mels were powerful democratic institutions. Reason: R. They played a crucial role in organizing the peasants of Patarapat and Rangia. Answer: B. Q6. Assertion: A. Tea garden lands were exempted from revenue. Reason: R. The British wanted to encourage tea cultivation by European planters. Answer: A. Q7. Assertion: A. Lieutenant Singer was killed in Filiguri. Reason: R. He tried to forcefully snatch the bamboo sticks from the peasants. Answer: A. Q8. Assertion: A. The Jaintias revolted in 1860. Reason: R. The British respected their traditional customs and did not impose taxes. Answer: C. Q9. Assertion: A. The revolt of 1857 in Assam failed. Reason: R. Maniram Dewan was arrested in Calcutta before he could reach Assam. Answer: A. Q10. Assertion: A. The British abolished slavery in Assam in 1843. Reason: R. They wanted to recruit the freed slaves as laborers in tea gardens. Answer: A. 9. Competency-based questions. Q1. Analyzing sources. In 1853, Anandaram Thekayalphakan wrote to Moffat Mills that parents were compelled to sell their children for a handful of grain. What does this statement suggest about the British revenue policy? Answer: This indicates that the British revenue policy was extremely exploitative. The shift to a cash economy, high tax rates, and lack of support during famines impoverished the peasantry to such an extent that they faced starvation and social collapse. Q2. Critical thinking. Why did the new Assamese middle class/intelligentsia not support Maniram Dewan's revolt in 1857? Answer: The new middle class had been educated in the liberal Bengali tradition and saw British rule as a modernizing force. They feared that Maniram Dewan's victory would mean a return to the backward feudal Ahom monarchy, which they did not desire. Hence, they remained sympathetic to the British. Q3. Comparison. How were the Rai-Mels different from modern political parties? Answer: Rai-Mels were spontaneous, traditional social assemblies comprising all villagers regardless of caste or creed, convened to solve local issues or resist injustice. They lacked a formal constitution, permanent membership, or political ideology, unlike modern political parties. Q4. Event analysis. Why is the Patarapat revolt often compared to the Jallianwala Bagh massacre? Answer: Similar to Jallianwala Bagh, unarmed peasants gathered peacefully to protest. The administration, without provocation, ordered firing on the enclosed crowd. The sheer number of casualties, approximate 140, and the brutality of the police action make it a comparable tragedy in Assam's history. 10 highly probable exam questions. Q1. Discuss the role of Maniram Dewan in the revolt of 1857 in Assam. Key points: his motivation, loss of status, plan to install Kundarbeshvar Singha, contact with sepoys, letters intercepted by Holroyd, execution. Q2. What were the causes of the Filiguri Dhawa? Key points: ban on poppy cultivation, economic loss for Tiwas, rumor of tax on Tamulpan, arrogant behavior of D.C. Herbert Sconce. Q3. Describe the significance of the Rai-Mels in the peasant uprisings. Key points: unifying force, democratic nature, Raji I Roha, mobilized thousands in Rangia, Lachima, Patarapat, socially ostracized those who paid taxes. Q4. Explain the causes of the failure of the 1857 revolt in Assam. Key points, limited to Horhat/Sibsagar, lack of mass support, lack of arms, poor timing, absence of Maniram Diwan in Assam, lack of middle-class support. Q5. Write a brief note on the Jaintia revolt. Key points, annexation in 1835, imposition of house/income tax, interference in customs, leadership of Yukyang Nangba, his execution. Copyright 2025 study material. This PDF was created by Dhirendra Kumar. For any issue contact dk2649567@gmail.com.